Welcome to Maplink. Maplink, simply stated, is a mapping tool. Maplink is a very powerful mapping tool that offers the investigator the ability to create geospatial representations for court. Maplink is designed to be very powerful, but very simple for the operator to use. Maplink offers over 73 maps that can be applied to the data ingested into Maplink. Simply choosing a different map changes the map representation. Maplink also offers online and offline maps with the use of download tiles, so that if someone needs to use Maplink in an environment where they cannot get to the internet, this isn't a problem. The power of Maplink comes from its very simple interface. Maplink works on layers. Simply adding layers allows the investigator to add more detailed data, other map points, take away map points by unchecking the boxes that they don't want to show at that point. In this demonstration, there are 8 layers that are applied to this map. I can also apply a generate heat map. So if I'm doing call detail records, or I'm doing some data where I would like to see a position where many records have been created, heat maps can be generated on the map or the map itself. Date filters can be applied, so that if we are looking at a specific time event, date filters can be applied to only show data that meets the configured time frame. I can export the data into XML, zip, or into KML, KMZ files, which then can be imported or ingested into other tool sets. I can also load XML and KML directly into the system. So if you're using tools such as the Paraben suite of tools, or another set of tools that produces KMLs, you can import the data directly from that tool. And then we have our feedback option, which allows you to send a quick message back to our support team, who will respond to you very quickly. So let's jump in and let's see this tool in action. As we have shown, the interface is extremely simple. I have a default layer, I have XF metadata, I have different layers that I've added, and then my XF metadata, which is the data that's extracted from pictures, I've added 50 markers onto my screen. So by clicking the edit button, I'm able to bring up my 50 markers. This is going to show me all the markers, it's going to show me all the images that go to those markers. And I have full control on those markers, and I have full control on what I want to import. If I wish to import more data, the importer is probably the single most important tool in the Maplink interface. From here, you have the freeform importer. The freeform importer allows you to create a map from anything that you can make a CSV of. If you have longitude and latitude data, you have labels, and you have some other information, and you can draw a correlation between data sets, Maplink will be able to map the data for you. It's a very powerful ability. It has natively built in the tower record association. So if you have calls and you have towers, we can associate the calls to the tower, showing you where calls were made, from what tower, at what time, etc. I'm going to click finished, and then simply to show the markers, we're going to close our menu bar. Once we close our menu bar, as you can see, the map highlights, allowing me to now scroll in, and I can review my data. If I wish to add something to my data, for example, if I want to change this marker, right clicking on the marker, select edit, and I can now edit a marker and add an image onto this marker, for example. So JPEG 402, is now added. I will add my note. This is a new image. And I've now added a image. I can also reverse geocode this address, find out where it's at, or I can run this into Street View. So I have a lot of options from inside of the edit marker that you don't get on a lot of other mapping tools. I can also draw, I can sketch paths, I can add measurements between markers. I can save, center, and zoom, so this map will always center in on this, or I can show all markers. So if I have a larger set of data that has multiple towns, I may need to show all the markers at one time. The zoom function allows me to zoom in, zoom out, as far as I need to go based on the map set I have, and depending on the map set I have, I can go into very fine detail on the map that I'm actually working with. And this will all depend on the map tool that you use and at what level that map tool will allow you to go down to. On the right hand side, we have a scroll bar. So if you don't have a mouse, so if you're using Mac for example, you may be able to use the single button mouse to be able to get your scroll in and out quickly. And then we have a reset button at the very top, which allows me to reset the entire interface. If I want to add more records into my Maplink, I simply go back, click on add a new marker, tell it if it's going to be cell towers, which will allow me to associate tower records to phone calls, or a points path, which allows me to bring in a generic mapping scenario or a mapping set of data for ingest. Again, Maplink is very simple, but it works with complex sets of data. Again, I can change my map to another map quickly, so I want to see this in Google Map terrain, for example. So I can go to Google Maps, I can choose the terrain map, hit select, and then I can close my window, and now I'm into the Google Map terrain. Again, this tool was designed not to cause the operator to have to go learn a whole new interface. This design was designed to be simple, effective, and powerful. So the next time you need to show a geospatial representation in court, head to Maplink, because Maplink will provide the tool that will help you show the court, the jurors, exactly how somebody graphically was able to do what you say they did.